Yo, what's going on? Impact Fit family, it's your boys, Coach Sarge, Coach Matt. I'm behind camera today because we got a special video for you guys. We're gonna go over a simple exercise, simple workout that you guys can do to alleviate back pain, prevent back pain for anybody that has it. I know a lot of our clients here at Impact Fit over time have mentioned that lower back issues or tightness or hip issues is something that a lot of people deal with. So we wanted to show you this really simple exercise to do that will help fix that problem. And the move is a reverse hyper. All right, now before Coach Sarge gets into it, what I wanted to say was you have to realize why people have back pain. Now, if you do have degenerative disc issues, bulging discs, like severe back injury, then reverse hypers might not really fix the problem. It still is a good rehab tool, but this is more for the people that just have that low back tightness or just like inflammation or pain that they feel when they typically exercise. And the reason why that happens, do you know, Sarge?
Tight hamstrings.
Boom, right? So the reason...
Or
what else?
Just their hips being off, whether that be laterally or forward and backward, just their hips are way off.
Yes, so essentially what Sarge is saying here is when you are looking at the entire kinetic chain, right, and you have tight hips, tight hamstrings, what'd you say?
You dropped a big word and I was like, whoa.
Whoa. The kinetic chain, right? So if you think about movement, right, I've been talking about this all morning, your body wants to move as efficiently as possible, which means if you're doing a squat, let's say, we're trying to load up the glutes, we're trying to load up the quads, but if you have really poor hip mobility or you have tight hamstrings or you have some sort of breakdown in the kinetic chain and it limits your ability to do the squat properly, your body will still try to find a way to allow yourself to be mobile, right? So that's where people start to really bend in the back. Sarge, do me a favor, show a couple bad squat form here, bad squats.
Which way? There are many ways.
Do like you have tight hips, so you can't really squat deep, right? So you see a lot of people doing the lean forward squat.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, right? So a lot of times when we say do a squat, right, we try to stay as vertical as we can. So Sarge is right here almost doing like a deadlift because he might have really tight hamstrings or really tight hips, right? So when we say squat, what we mean...
This is a bad squat too.
Right, that's a bad one, right? You're putting a lot of breakdown on the knees at that point, right? Because again, maybe your hips are tighter or something is just off in that kinetic chain, right? So when your body doesn't have the ability to move properly, it will still find a way to do the movement, but just in an improper way, which causes pain in the low back, causes pain in the knees, especially when doing an exercise like a squat, all right? So strengthening that area and decompressing that area is one of the simplest ways to have like almost a corrective way to fix that issue, essentially. It creates some mobility by strengthening the surrounding muscles and the muscles that stabilize the spine and all that good stuff. So again, the move that we're gonna do is a reverse hyperextension. Now, we're gonna be doing it right here on a plyo box, right? Sometimes you can do them on an actual bench, like at a gym. You can do it on the edge of your couch. You can do it on the edge of your bed. Essentially, all you need is something where you can support your upper body and then have your lower body kind of hanging off to the side here. So ideally, we would probably be a little bit higher, maybe even stacking like two boxes on top of each other. So Sarge has a little bit more room for his feet, but essentially it works the same thing. So again, support the body, and then all we do is engage those hamstrings, engage the booty, engage that lower back, and extend out into that Superman position. You can also do this literally down on the floor, just laying flat on your stomach. And again, we're just trying to lift our body and engage that whole posterior chain from our knees to our lower back, all right? Now, the protocol here is to do this.
I was going to show him some Supermans
Yeah,
too.
we're going. I'm still filming.
Yeah.
All right? So now Sarge is down on the floor, going Superman position. So again, laying flat on his belly and then just extending up. So what he's trying to do here is get his knees off the ground, get his chest off the ground, and again, just you're essentially engaging your whole backside of your body from your shoulders all the way down to your calves even when you do something like this. Now again, the protocol would be maybe 5 minutes a day, right? So for instance, today in boot camp, we're doing 80-second intervals. with a 4-second isometric hold. So, drive up into that extended position, hold it for 3 or 4 seconds, and then release, and then go again and release, and go again and release. And again, maybe do that for 4 minutes, 5 minutes every single morning. And what that does is, again, not only will it strengthen your butt, your hamstrings, but it will also decompress the spine. It'll pump some spinal fluid back into the area, pump some blood back into the area, and just kind of help everything get really loose and more functional, essentially. So when you are doing your squats, when you are doing some movements that require some mobility in the hips, now your body has a little bit better of ability to do that and doesn't create bad movement in other ways. Do you have something to say?
I was going to say,
Sarge looked like he was going to say something.
The shin box as well. I focused a lot on the shin box for fixing my hip imbalances, so this all goes kind of correlated with growing hamstrings, growing booty. This is a lower back saver that I've been doing because guess what? I have tight hamstrings too, even as a coach. Everybody always has tight hamstrings. So this is the shin box shape. This is kind of bonus material because we weren't supposed to really show this, but you guys get bonus material today. So foot is glued, knees down, and essentially it's called a shin box because here are your shin, here's the box. They're on the floor, and you're going to press yourself up. So even just sitting in this position, if you have a tighter hip, some people can't even really sit like this because their hips are so off. Like they'll be leaning to the side or maybe not even be able to push themselves up, let alone get off the floor. But this really just helps even out your hips. So if you have a super tight leg or your hips are laterally have some issues, and I became a master of this last year. We did it. Me and Coach Matt did this all last year, whether it be a finisher or just on our stretching and walking days.
Yeah.
Just getting into this position and just really evening out our hips, stretching out our hamstrings, and really growing just that core from knee all the way up to your top abs is considered your core. It really works the whole entire area.
Nipples to knees, bro.
Nipples to knees.
Nipples to knees. And to Sarge's point, I actually have a mild case of scoliosis. So when I'm sitting in my shin box position, my right side is pretty good. I can stay pretty vertical. But when I put my legs out to the left, I do what Coach Sarge just said. It kind of like dumps me out to the side. So I really have to focus on kind of stretching that out. So get back in that position for me real quick. So when you're in this position, again, if you can't even get yourself all the way up off the floor, you can even just sit here like this. You can put your hands on the ground. You can just kind of like rock the hips. Essentially you're just like grinding in this position and loosening those hips. So between doing a couple minutes of shin boxes, between doing 5 or so minutes of the hyperextensions, we are talking about a lot of hip mobility, a lot of posterior chain strengthening that will only benefit you for every other exercise that we do, whether it be planks, whether it be squats, whether it be deadlifts specifically. Lots of different ways to help you with that low back pain. So give it a shot. I talked to a couple members this morning who are going to start doing this for 5 to 10 minutes every single morning. And like I said, you can just grab the edge of your bed, right? Really simple. And if you don't want to do it on your bed, do it on the floor. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got to say about that.
That's it. I haven't heard that in a while.
That's all I got to say about that. All right, fam. Hey, do us a favor. Like us, love us, smash that like button, and make sure to subscribe to the channel and comment down below. Let us know your fitness and nutrition questions. We will see you guys next week on Minute with Mats.
Let us know if you try some of these out.
Peace.